This is Shalimar from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rachakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And I'm doing this lesson because of a conversation I had with someone I've been knowing a long time. And this particular individual was once in the truth and went back out into the world and started, basically just going around to different things, different philosophies. So first, what's the guy name? Brother Polite. He was following him. Now he's following Sonetta and talking about you got to read all these books. And I'm like, look, man, you got all the books I need to read are the books of the Bible. You're like, yeah, well, that was written by the white man. Like, who published? Or, you published. I'm like, look, man, the books were preserved for the end times. So we would know the past, present, and the future. And it will tell you how to receive salvation in a time that you're going to need it, which is coming shortly. You're like, well, he just had a rebuttal for everything. And he was like, how you know this book is trusted? Well, it talks about World War III. It's not World War III going on now. Like, well, I ain't over there, so I don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, you see the news. It's not just TV. These are actually bombs going off. Well, I ain't gonna believe it because I'm not over there. So basically, he's like, I don't believe that that war is going on until he actually sees it. And I'm like, well, what do you believe in? I believe in this and this from millions of years ago. I'm like, well, you wasn't back then. You didn't see it, so how do you believe? And then, he jumped to a different subject. So basically, it was just a waste of time. So don't waste your time with people like this. And normally, I don't get into it with folks like this, but, we was basically having a basic conversation about work and ways to make money. And then he started talking about your vibration, your energy, and all this other stuff, and, speaking into the universe. And I'm like, bro, you already know I'm not about all that shit. You already know what I'm about. Like, well, and then that's when the conversation started. So, somebody like that, really that's Satan. That's Satan testing you. I didn't get upset. It was just a waste of time pretty much. So it made me think about this John chapter 3 and in verse 12 it says, if I have told you of earthly things and ye believe not, how should ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? So it is, even if you can show somebody, hey, this is proof, it's written, that's what's going on earth, and they don't believe, man, you can forget about just, telling them about the Lord and all of this. Stuff just happened, and prophecy is a setup. Prophecy was made back then. It was a plan back then for what's happening today. Yeah, there's a plan through the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. He created everything that's going on. He's the author of everything that's going on, of history. But you want to believe in something from millions and millions of years ago that you have no proof that was hidden in some pyramids or something. And I'm like, bro, who was back then building the pyramids and doing all of this? Who did the knowledge come from? He like, yeah, well, I know the Hebrews all that, but it was for them. I'm like, well, that's not what the scriptures say. He's like, I don't believe in that. All right, well, we can't really agree because you don't believe in these words that I believe in. This conversation will go on forever. So trying to explain that to him, he's still trying to teach me of his things. And I'm like, you got to look at some things like this could just be a test from the Lord. Even when Yahweh Shah was, he fasted for 40 days. He was still tempted by Satan. So these little small Satans are gonna come and try and attack our word, and it's a waste of time. You better off just keep your mouth closed. Just keep your mouth closed, because folks can actually take your words and twist it. They got AI here now. We go out and teach, but they can actually use our faces and our voice and make it say something that we never said. It's just a lot right now. So right now it's really all about faith. Whoever has faith in this truth, whoever has faith in this word, that's what the Lord is dealing with. If you don't have faith and you're an unbeliever, man, you're a 2/3 and you're going to die. Even when I brought up death, I ain't scared of none of that. Like, there is a higher power. You don't fear the higher power that's in control of your life. I got free will, I ain't scared of nothing. I'm like, okay, if you ain't scared of nothing and you need money, go rob a bank. You got to have some type of conscience. But this is Romans 11, chapter 7. Romans chapter 11, verse 7. It says, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for?" Because Jake is out here. You don't see Esau out here going into all these different things. And most of these Edomites, they're just regular old Christians. Or they just plain, they don't believe in nothing. Or they believe in God and they just don't go to church. And they still Christians. It's Jake, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's looking for some type of promise, some type of knowledge. And you just can't find it because the Lord has hardened your mind. You are 2/3. That's your lot. Romans 11:7. "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day." All right, so yeah, they just not gonna get it, even if it's brought to them over and over. They're gonna reject it over something that has no type of benefit. And I was like, well, how can you benefit from what whatever you believe in? Oh, I control this and that. Or you control this and that, but bro, you doing worse than me. Yeah, life is kind of fucked up. My life is not all that great. I really hate this shit. You have to work, enslave, pay bills, is being sick, being injured, hurt, all kind of stuff going on. People hating you everywhere you go. Financial problems with family, everything. All of these curses that we're up under. These curses are speaking loud and clear. So yeah, somebody like that, it's just a waste of time. It's a waste of time. They just not gonna get it. They just not gonna get it. So you can listen, just let them do all the talking, and you're like, all right, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm glad you finding yourself, and that's it. I do my own thing. I'm glad you're finding yourself. And just keep it like that. Keep it moving. But somebody that actually want to hear, that want to listen, that's inquisitive, that's meek and humble, that don't come off as a know-it-all, that has open ears, that's who we need to deal with. And those people, the Lord is going to bring those people to you. Because they're going to be looking for an answer. The same way we, the men that's teaching now, the prophets, the same way we was looking for answers. And we came to the prophets and Great Millstone. And got rooted. It's the same way others are going to come. And it's going to be more and more. Because right now, it's a very small percentage of those that's actually listening and taking heed to what's going on and taking heed to this word. What more has to happen? This person said a missile is not going to ever hit America. Not while he's alive. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up, because the Lord can kill your ass right now or tomorrow or next week, and then a missile come. You got to be careful with them words, especially when you a nigga in the world. I almost forgot what I was going to get. I do want to get this right here, Revelations chapter 22. And let me see. Verse 11, Revelations 22 and 11. It says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So yeah, the unjust and the filthy, they're just going to have to stay there. But the meek and humble, the Lord is going to bring them to ask questions, to retain knowledge and wisdom. That's going to be the stability of our times. A nigga in the world that believes in all this Egypt shit, when it's actually war going on around you and plagues, and famine, what are you going to call on? Are you going to use your universal energy to make some food appear, or some herb that's going to heal you? You have no power because you don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. That is all the power we need in these times that we're about to go into. Nothing else is going to work. All right. Let me get one more thing. Not one more thing. One more scripture. And I want to go in Isaiah 65. Because I was thinking about a lot of scriptures. I'm like, man, this dude, he's asking me questions about what I believe in, but he's trying to tell me how it's not right. And it's not making sense. So the truth is undefeated. Isaiah 65 and verse 2, it says, I have spread out my hands all the day until a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts, a people that provoke me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifices in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the mountains, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things in their vessels. Yeah, people that don't want to abide to the dietary law. You want to sacrifice or give praises to something that's just complete madness. When the Lord has actually came to you through the words of a prophet and showed you, and it made sense, and then you like, wait a minute, I'm a 2/3. I can't believe in this. And you just jump back into the world. The Lord's he's gonna deal with you. All right. I'm looking for the scripture that says, I have numbered them to the slaughter. Oh, here it is. Isaiah 65 and verse 12. It says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. You think the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai is delighting in some false philosophy from that was created by Satan, or by Esau, or by some other 2/3 niggas? Anything outside of these scriptures, it's not of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. It's not going to save you. It's going to be your death. So for a minute, I'm like, you have, you be optimistic with Jake. You have mercy on Jake. Or maybe, he just going through something, he'll get it later. No, that's not the case. Bro, it's literally war going on, and you can't even believe that the war is going on. So, just like I read in Revelations 22, let him be filthy still. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKodash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. Shalom.